sit down and play poker and you're playing for money, it's illegal. Okay, you could go to Vegas and play, and it's legal. You get chips and blah 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 and tournament and go gamble, and it's legal. If you go to an Indian casino, it's legal. Okay, but if you do it at home, it's illegal. Okay, so depending on the jurisdictional matters, that's why I'm saying that I'm inviting you to me. I cannot invite myself to you, and I will not accept your invitation to you, because more than likely most of you are coming from a stateside point of view, and we're going to follow federal law here and not state laws. So anyway, hopefully most of you have gotten that and what and understand that point. Anyway, real quick, a lot of Native Americans, ever since the inception of the United States of America, have always had this almost assimilation with the Bible and Jesus and what have you. These principles were universal, but there were some things that a lot of Native Americans didn't understand. You'll see a lot of preachers, they'll go, "This is the Word of God," and then when you look at it, you turn it around, it says King James Version. How can it be the Word of God if it's the version of some king? So it should say God's version, Holy Bible, God's version. You can't go across and go, "This is the Word of God," and then it says King James Version right there. That doesn't make sense. The other part is that I can have 100 books. Let me get this out there. I'm using these movies as prop. Let's say I have 100 books, right, about love and sex. If we go from here all the way this way, this will be very violent, and this will be very eloquent. Now, if I get to use all these books here, and only these books here, and I create a version of what I think sex is, it's going to be violent, it's going to be rape, it's going to be ugly, it's, not everybody's going to be happy with it. But if I get these over here, it would be different than these here. What I'm getting at is that, when you look at the Bible, who decided the books? What books are going to be in there and not in there? And that's another complication there is, in law we have this whole, you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. And then you got to go, okay, where did they get that statement from? They got it from somewhere in the Bible. And the truth shall set you free. Okay, so right off the bat, I'm not saying that the Bible is untruthful. It is. It has truth, but does it have all the truth in there? How come they don't talk about Jesus between the ages of 12 and 30? Any man out there, any son, any father will tell you that most men between the ages of 12 and 30, we really live life. We explore, we find out things, what's right, what's wrong. We meet women. We meet women. So, where is those stories at? So, like with my grandfather, there was a government contractor. Here's an example. There was a government contractor that his contract was to go take Indian children out of their homes from the forest or desert and take them to, and the Catholic Church was also a contractor. They had the contract to assimilate Indian children into mainstream America. So here you go, profiteering, government contractor. They didn't say, we would like to take your children. They just kidnapped them and took them there. The Catholic Church, I'm not saying Catholic Church, but the people that got the contract to assimilate Native Americans into mainstream America. And hell, it could have been Jehovah's Witnesses, it could have been Mormons, whatever. It was just that group of people in that church that did that. And everybody knew what was happening, and they still let it happen. They looked the other way. Why? That's why. Dead presidents. You know, and another indigenous person is probably having this same conversation in their own language in another continent right now, somewhere else. You know, this happened to the Filipinos. This happened to some of the Mexicans, South Americans. You know, they even did it to their own race in Europe. Anyway, now get off my high horse on that one. But we're here so we can learn and live in as much peace as we can with what's going on in the world. A lot of people don't have that ability. You know, they want everything instamatic, quickly, fast, and can't do that. You know, and as it pertains to people addictive and wanting to do something, a lot of people have seen this. There's people that will drink coffee and smoke a cigarette at the same time. You know, and I'm pointing fingers, and I was one of those too. Long time ago. They don't know what they're telling their body to do. Okay, wake up, drink coffee. Next puff, slow down. The body's not engineered to go and then slow down in the same heartbeat. And go, slow down, go, slow down, go, slow down. It's not made to do that. It's impossible. I know we mess up our inside chemistry, our body chemistry. You know, some of the yogis out there will call it chakras or what have you. And anyway, why are they doing that? Because they want a job or need a job, or they're chasing, guess what? They're wondering where their next is going to be coming from. So, anyway, that's what I see. What I'm offering, what I'm doing here is, this is in no means, I want to compare it to any kind of church out there. This is not the cathedral, like the one in Salt Lake City with the Mormons. I'm not doing this whole, you know, big, huge thing. You know, this is more like a tent revival out on the highway in the middle of nowhere. You know, hey, it still has the same equivalent of a 20-story church, you know. And it's a little bit different, you know. How can somebody like me manage to go through 10, 14 years of court decisions and having a favorable one in D.C. at the Supreme Court level? How can somebody get wrongfully arrested and deal with the government, you know? And I bring all these things up. It's not like so much of a resume, or I'm trying to perplex my ego or anything like that, but this is experience in the government that wants you in the box, and that's it. You know, I used to be one of those raise a sign and protest. You know, let me show you this here. See that? This is kind of like a police tape, but instead of police tape, it's DOE Environmental Clearance Limit. DOE is Department of Energy, and this is kind of like one of my mementos from the old days of protesting. That was out in Mercury, Nevada, at the Nevada test site, Area 51. All that stuff is out there. The other one, you know, so protesting, occupying DC and occupying here and there, a lot of that really don't matter. What you got to get to is get past the pawn ship and go up the levels, fight a case, win a case, go sit down with people and change the environment that way, you know. Actually living a spiritual life, you know, because yeah, I used to be one of those smoke and have, you know, drink coffee and smoke and get mad and angry and get my sign, and the more I did this to the sign, the more I thought something was happening, and you know, nothing never happened. So but sitting down and reading it stuff out, getting educated, and living this kind of life, using the sacraments, mellow out and get my thoughts correctly and articulate them better, is, you know, caused me to get these cases going on, you know. And that when we stopped that bomb, did I get any money? No money, none. It was a lawsuit. I didn't get nothing. And you know, we do these things. DC, winning that Supreme Court. What did I win? Nothing. No money. Going to all these different meetings at United Nations, helping and assisting other co-authors with the Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous People. Why did we do that? For money? No. Maybe some did. I didn't. I didn't get no money out of it. You know, it's to have a better world other than what has been going on for the last century. You know, people were just trying to kill each other and destroying each other for what? You know, it's a little difficult. Anyway, this is the second video so far, and this is kind of like 50 minutes already. I'm going to turn it off because I think I've gone through everything that I want to do, and I'm going to show you guys the process. But before that, I'm going to show you how I, you know, kind of do things sometimes. Anyway, let's go right here. Now, well, let's get to this one here. What you'll see right here is United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous People. This was put out by Indian Law Resource Center. Anyway, there's all the articles and what have you. Down the road, what's going to happen is more likely we'll get, each one of you will probably get something like this. There'll be a photograph, and I put tape over the name and the photo. This is his signature. He is a member of Spirit with a Vision and has requested to interact with La Yerbaria, the swav, or the co-op. He is found to be a member in good standing, therefore he has all rights and responsibilities of being a unit of the co-op. Membership is basic standard, meaning he's not a gatherer, grower, nothing like that. Membership is 1 year. His membership commenced on the Aztec year of the rabbit, or Christian calendar, 8/21/14, and shall be good for 1 evolution of the earth around the sun. Tested before me, and there's me right there. As you notice, there's no capitals. I don't want to be that person. I'm not that person. For more information, please visit the website. Law enforcement, please visit law enforcement. Now, law enforcement already knows about these laws because they were put into the Federal Register, and you'll notice that at the law enforcement section. But anyway, in here, those are the sacraments in there, different ones. Put this right here. And if you notice, looks just like an ordinary chair, but and here's where I decided to have mine box. So anyway, that's where I keep all of my sacraments. Feathers, I got to do something with that. All this was either given to me or